Hello there, guys. I'm going to wait for someone to pop up so that I know that I'm live. Meanwhile, I'll mess with my hair. Make sure I'm not on private. So come on, somebody. There we go. I think that's one of the Woodson twins. Hi, Jay or John. How are you guys doing? Anyway, I have a lot of stuff to get to tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So much is going on. Okay. So we're going to start off. They are so busted. They are so busted. Okay? They are so busted. Okay, we're going to start with, James had said that Michael had a talk with him, that he was going to be getting married and they're just fake marriages and don't worry about it. Well, the ceremony, I'm going to play for you guys. The ceremony between Michael and Lisa Marie Presley happened May of 1994. Now, in my Alive trilogy, it is not a real marriage. And I know some of you guys don't want to hear it, but you have to watch my Alive trilogy. I always provide proof. Okay? So they did some research. Michael didn't have to clear anything with James because apparently James Safechuck said their relationship, their in love, homosexual, man-child, mambla relationship was when he was 10 to 14. Well, that would have been 1988 to 1992. Well, this happened in 1994 to 96. So Wade, just stop, okay? I mean, not Wade, James, come on, it just becomes too ridiculous. Okay, now there was an FBI investigation I want you guys to know. Okay, the FBI files were released. Okay, so the FBI files were released, and this was around December 2009, but the investigation happened pretty much between 92 and, 2003, 2005, even though a lot of times local police stations, local police, local DA, and local investigators, they don't have all the resources that the FBI has. So what they do is they ask the FBI to do some forensic, like computer forensics and maybe some surveillance in which the local police stations don't have access to. So the FBI were secretly investigating Michael for 10, 12 years or more. They might still be secretly investigating him now. We don't know. But anyway, so this was around the same time that Wade said that he was being molested, right? From 1990 on. So with the FBI looking, with Tom Sneddon looking, with the whole Jordy investigation, I guess Michael just kept molesting him. Now, in this FBI files, there was really over 600 pages, but, redacted, okay? The FBI, for whatever reason, to give away their secrets, to do things they probably do that aren't legal, which are probably break privacy rules. And I believe they had a camera in Michael's room. Why wouldn't they, right? Why wouldn't they? Tom Sneddon was out to get Michael Jackson, okay? So why wouldn't they? But the FBI never filed charges against Michael and never found anything. But anyway, they only released half of the 600 pages. They released 333 pages of the FBI files in which they found nothing. And the FBI also confirmed that Michael's real name is Michael Joe Jackson. Okay, I know I dropped a bombshell about Lisa Marie and Michael's marriage, but please just watch I think it's in Alive 3. Watch my Alive trilogy. You will learn that I do not just go on hearsay. I put together facts, I put together laws, I put together policies and procedures, I put together jurisdictions, and anyway, so Michael wouldn't have had to clear anything with him because Safechuck said their relationship was over in 4 years, which would have been 92, and this is 94. Okay, but even though later on, when James is older, there is a photograph that's supposed to be James holding an umbrella while Michael and somebody else are walking. So, I guess he knew them for a while. Okay, now, let's see. I got more stuff. Okay, I don't want to move too fast. I do. I have a lot more stuff. I do, guys. Okay, but I don't want to move too fast. Oh, I do have to tell you guys this. Okay, so I have been studying, I was studying the FBI, right? And I did some videos about the FBI. And Michael did lyrics for a song called Best of Joy. At the bottom, he had 11, 11, 11 written at the end of Best of Joy lyrics. That's on the Michael album, because the unreleased albums are Michael, Escape. The albums that were released after June 25th, 2009 are called Michael, Michael, Escape, and A Rare Pearl, which is a Jackson 5 song. Well, anyway, so Marlon was wearing this FBI, that's Michael's brother. He's next up in age from Michael. He's the one that had a twin named Brandon that died one day after birth. But anyway, that is Marlon. This is June 26, 2009. He is wearing this FBI hat, right? So you always wonder, what's going on with the FBI? Why would he wear a hat that day? And he's coming out of Havenhurst wearing the hat. And also, why did the Jackson brothers go to rehearsal for their Jackson family dynasty the very next day after June 25th? So Marlon was on his way. Apparently, he's wearing the same clothes. The same clothes. So, it's the same clothes. See the yellow stripes on his shoulders? And here are see the yellow stripes? So it's the same day of the Jackson family dynasty, and it's June 26, 2009. We know that because he was coming out of Havenhurst that day, and a whole bunch of fans were there, and they recorded him. So watch that's in the first Alive, okay? But Best of Joy. So at the bottom of Michael's handwritten note for Best of Joy, he writes 11, 11, 11. The weird thing is, on 11, 11, 11, which is November 11, 2011, that is when the FBI movie J. Edgar Hoover came out, right? And I think Conrad Murray was sentenced on 11/7/11, and I believe that's when Conrad Murray was. Somebody look that up real quick. Was sentenced, and when was the verdict day of Conrad Murray as well? So I always thought maybe the FBI let Michael fake his death, and because I don't know, maybe because they should have stopped the 2005 trial because they knew there was no molestation, and they didn't, because he's wearing an FBI hat for a reason. Now, just to give you some backstory, a friend of mine was talking to Joe, Papa Joe, around May 2009, and they were having lunch, and she told me this in real time when it happened, and Joe had to leave say excuse me. He told her the FBI was on the phone. So I always thought that was a bit suspicious with the FBI. Okay, something's up, but I never figured it out. Maybe it's performance art. Maybe they got permission that Michael can fake his death, because it's not illegal to fake your death. It's not. So please, guys, watch my live trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. Okay. So if anybody looked that up real quick, what do you want? Okay, so somebody can look that up real quick. All right. So anyway, so we're going to get back to James and Wade, the liars of the century. Okay. And so there was the FBI investigation. So if the FBI and if the Santa Monica Police, the Santa Monica District Attorney, and the LAPD and Child and Family Service, everybody's looking for Michael to be a child molester. They interviewed 200 people. Okay, they spent $2 million, and they also interviewed Wade ROBson, and James Safechuck wrote in a deposition that Michael never molested him. Okay, now, so if we got that going on, right? Okay, this one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. So around that same time, okay, where is it? Michael had a history album that was released, okay, in June of 1995. And so this would have been 5 years into what Wade says is him and Michael's in love relationship, right? In love relationship, right? So this is a video it says it's by Extraterrestrial here, and it says if Michael Jackson was supposedly grooming Wade ROBson, grooming, no, he was supposed to be having sex with him. They were in love. They were boyfriend and boyfriend. Okay, why didn't he give him his history album as presented instead of making him, they're making a joke, look like Eminem? Okay, Wade standing in line, and you'll see his mother is there too. Okay, and let me turn up the audio, and let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this. Okay, oh, that's a little bit too big. Let me go ahead and make that smaller and keep it small so that you guys can see it. And I'm going to turn up my volume. Okay, they're waiting in line. Okay, and see, they don't know who they're messing with. Okay, this is just some paparazzi, somebody's footage, right? Okay, I'm from Australia, but I live in LA.
Tell me your name.
Wade ROBson.
Spell it. Last name.
Oh, WADEROBSON.
Searching for music for your next video?
See the mom? There's the mom. There's the mom.
Amazing new music added daily.
Okay.
And one simple license that covers everything. Artlist is the music licensing.
Okay. So that's Michael's history. They're waiting in line, and the mother, they're stalking Michael Jackson. Okay, they're trying to get Michael Jackson to do something for them. They're still trying to use Michael Jackson so that Wade's career can skyrocket. Now, I know that I heard that Michael had signed Wade to his music label, and he was a part of some kind of rap group or something, but the group failed. They didn't live up to the standard. Or was it a singing group? I don't know. But Michael tried to help Wade, okay? And see here, they're outside, got a little letter from Michael Jackson. They can't get to him, okay? So when Wade was making up his fantasy fairy tale, let me get on camera. So when Wade was making up his fantasy fairy tale, right, he didn't know how much footage people have. You don't throw away certain footage if you're a paparazzi, because you never know what you will need. So this was released somewhere, somehow, okay, proving that no, they weren't in a relationship. Wade said 7 years, from age 7, which would have been 1990 when they met, to 97. 91 till 97, 98, right? Meanwhile, he had a relationship with Brandy. Now, Brandy did an interview, okay? It's on showbiz411.com, Roger Freeman's website. He made a clip. I have not had a chance to listen to the interview yet. But she said they didn't start having sex until they were 18. Girl, I don't know, because that just seems like about time, you got together at 12, I don't know, 18? How did you manage, and how did y'all manage not to? I mean, I'm just being real as a teenager, because I know I was slapping plenty hands when I was a teenager trying to get them off me, and some of them was just gonna have it. They was going to buy you whatever. They were going to take you wherever. They was going to be there wherever, whenever, to get that. Okay? So anyway, I have to listen to the interview. Okay, I just heard that she said 18, but it just seems kind of impossible that somebody didn't talk somebody into it. But anyway, I just showed you proof that Wade was not all in with Michael when they're got letters that they're presenting to the camera to Michael Jackson in an envelope. Mama waiting. They're in the line for the history, to get a history album. Okay? This, it just, I did a pre-airing broadcast, and I had said, and I had predicted, I said, little do they know, once they let this go out, there are thousands of us fans who are researchers, who will look for everything, who will find everything, who will double check everything. And then since this has so much worldwide appeal, it's not just us fans, it's people with paparazzi cameras. It's all kinds of people who have all kinds of stuff. So this is another proof positive that Wade and Michael weren't having sex, and they weren't boyfriend and boyfriend. Man, friend, boyfriend, okay? I mean, the whole story, they're going to jail, okay, for extortion, Okay, this is straight extortion. It's conspiracy. And then another thing, James said in the claim when he joined the lawsuit with Wade that when he saw Wade on TV, that's when he decided to come out and tell the truth. But in the documentary, he told his mother in 2005, and when Michael so-called died, which Michael faked his death to save his life, okay, from people like this, and he wanted his freedom. But you danced? You danced? Okay. Got some news on the information, the SafeCHECK lawsuit. Got some news on the SafeCHECK lawsuit that I had brought up before. Okay, apparently it was a family business. A principal in this family business died. So there was an inheritance, okay? And so these two members of the family were, these two people, the Andersons and the SafeCHECKs, were fighting, okay, over who gets what percentage, and apparently somebody claimed that they weren't getting their proper amount of money. Now, this lawsuit was James Safechuck Sr., okay, senior. Apparently it started in 2010 and it was going through the process, and in 2013 it was really heating up, and it ended up being worth, the lawsuit being worth $840,000, okay? They end up getting into an argument fight. Now, if that was my parents and it was a family business, you would want to help your family. So we know that Wade and his family needed money. And we also know that they're users, okay? And the reason why I say they're users is because Stephanie, who was the mom, Stephanie, said that Michael bought them a house in which she asked to borrow money. They're supposed to be on a business. It's some kind of rubbish business. And then they changed the name to Moore Park Rubbish or something. And then in 2016, they sold it to Waste Management. 2016. Okay? So when James joined this lawsuit with Wade, they were having serious financial problems, serious financial family issues regarding money and a family business and an inheritance and all that other stuff. So that's enough motive right there. So apparently there's a James Safechuck Sr. and a James Safechuck Jr. I had mentioned before that I don't think that the father was in Leaving Neverland, the Safechuck's father. We know that Wade's father committed suicide when Wade was a teenager, okay? He was depressed, he was bipolar. After they left him and abandoned him to come out to LA, the father just went apart because that was his family. You know, they left him. You know, they didn't want him around. And Wade treated him like trash. Wade's own words, you know, in the documentary, and the poor man hung himself and killed himself. I don't remember the father, the Safechuck's father, who they said in Leaving Neverland really supported Michael and was like a big fan of Michael and a big defender of Michael. I don't remember him being a talking head in it, or I just don't remember. But anyway, so there was all this other stuff. Well, anyway, the mother said that she borrowed money from Michael, low interest loan, and she defaulted. And Michael said, never mind, don't pay me back. And she said, cool. Okay, so they've used Michael. Okay, this is a conspiracy. This whole thing is a conspiracy. I already proved that Amanda, Wade's wife, she said she didn't know anything about child abuse, child sexual abuse, and then she put on her website who is also a survivor of child abuse. And if it wasn't sexual, when I pointed that out, why didn't they just change it to also a victim of child physical abuse or child emotional abuse? Child sexual abuse is also a part of child abuse, also a victim, also a survivor of child abuse, okay? They took that off of their website, which shows consciousness of guilt, okay? Consciousness of guilt, period. They're all in on this. This is all a movie because they're relying on you can't defame the dead defense. And they did not know at the time that they did this that there was an HBO non-disparagement confidentiality provision that said you can't, HBO, you can't do nothing that's going to disparage, okay, he's going to disparage Michael Jackson. Now, this contract was with TTC Touring, which was one of Michael's companies that was transferred in 2010 to Optimum Productions. Okay, so I did some research on contracts. So when you are in a contract and you quote unquote die, is the contract voided? Well, a lot of times it is voided, but this is a contract between a business that is still in existence that transferred ownership, because in the confidentiality agreement it says Michael and all his entities, and it said in perpetual, which means it never ends. Because I was wondering, why didn't they stop the airing of this, and maybe the estate let it air because it was up to HBO to stop it, but they didn't let it air because now we see that, and we have so much counter information to prove that they were lying. Okay, we have so much information. Okay, so let's go through. I want to go through a few more things. Okay, all right. So I'm going to get to the big one, okay? This is the biggie, okay? There is a biggie, okay? I just want to, there is a biggie. Okay. So, this is what I have up. Let me take that stupidness off of there. Okay, so now we're going to go through something that's incredible, okay? Incredible. I knew that the fans, we were going to find all kinds of stuff wrong. I knew it. Because I know you fans, because I am in the fan community. I'm not a reporter that's outside the fan community. I am involved with the fans. I am involved with circulating information. I interact with the fans. I try to answer everyone that contacts me, but I'm it's getting too much to where I can't respond. I have a lot of YouTube comments that I haven't been able to go through yet because it's just overwhelming, okay? Because I have to approve them all, okay? So, anyway, so let's get to this is the highlight of this live broadcast, okay? Now, we have heard rumors that they were cutting out stuff, okay? There was a lot of rumors that when people are coming and they're saying that certain things in the documentary of Leaving Neverland aren't true, and they're taking it out. So I was talking to this one Australian fan named Nathan. And even though I had seen many reports, but I kept saying, where's the proof? Where's the proof? So Nathan, thank you very much, he sent me the proof of the run times of these documentaries changing. Now, this is part one. At first it was 116 minutes. Now it's 96 minutes. Okay? Part two was 117 minutes. Now it's 92 minutes, okay? Here is 20 minutes, 96 and 116, that's 20 minutes, right? Yeah. And then here is from 92 to 117, 8 and 17 is 25, okay? So here's 25 minutes. So we're talking about 45, 50 minutes that they've cut out. And this is the Australian airing of it. Okay? So what did they cut out? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I am not in Australia. But it says that the uncut version you can still buy online, because me selling DVDs, you have to, they didn't have time to cut out the false information, the provably false information for the DVD release. Okay? So that is still out there and is still out in the world to buy. I'm not buying it, and I'm not going through it to double check. If a fan wants to go through it piece by piece, be my guest, but I'm not, and I'm not promoting that anyone else does either, because we do not want to give it any more money. We do not want to give it any more attention than we need to. Okay? There is somebody that's told me they'll do a rundown, and I'll try to see if I can get that information to you. But what has been said to be taken out is, I will go through the pieces with you, is there was supposed to be a burning at a beach of memorabilia that Wade said that he burned Michael's memorabilia, but then thanks to Julian's auction, who I've met them. They have said that in 2011, Wade went to them to sell all his Michael Jackson stuff. You got to remember, he was going broke at this time. He got let go of that one big directing gig, and he was trying to get the gig with Cirque du Soleil. Okay, it was around that same time. So anyway, 2011, and Julian Auction bought everything that they thought had value. So he shouldn't have had anything left. So I heard that came out, but I didn't see that. And, or did I miss it? Okay, you guys let me know. Because I didn't see like 5 minutes of part 2. And I did not, I was so glad it was over. I was not going back. I am not torturing myself anymore watching these lies and watching a child porno movie. Because that's what this is. It is a child spoken word porno movie that promotes man-boy love, man-boy sex. It promotes it, period. And then there's a clip where Wade says that Michael was his best friend, but you can hear Dan in the background saying lover. Okay, so Dan Reed decided, the director, wanted to make it a child porno film, and it is a porno. It is a porno. It's disgusting. Okay, so that part we've been rumored to take out. The dinner at Neverland. Wade in part 2 said that he went to Michael's house for dinner. Michael was drinking a lot. Paris wanted his attention, but Michael was kind of like a zombie. And then Michael disappeared and went upstairs and never came back down. And that was the last time he saw him. Well, Taj Jackson and other relatives were there too. And he said that and Wade said that when he saw Paris wanting to her daddy's attention, he couldn't take Michael away from his kids, but he was molested hundreds of times by Michael, and had no fear for Prince and BG, none whatsoever. Okay, he wanted Michael to be around his kids. I mean, it's the most stupidest, ridiculous story. Well, TJ confirmed that was after he testified. Okay. Also, what wasn't in there was they wanted to get married at Neverland during the 2005 trial. They got married in 2005. Wade and Amanda got married in 2005, but they wanted Grace and to have it at Neverland, and then the mother followed up, and Grace was like, "Get out of here, Michael. I am not asking him this when he's fighting for his life and his freedom." I mean, just selfish users, really selfish users. Okay, another part that I think could have been taken out is the part where Amanda says that she didn't know anything about child sexual abuse. She had no idea. She was incredibly naive. She didn't mention anything about her abuse as a child, whatever abuse it was, which can include sexual abuse. But we already know consciousness of guilt, because they got rid of that off of their charity website, because she was not a victim, because she was so clear in that, okay, that she wasn't a victim of that. Because most people who were abused physically or emotionally will tell you that. Well, my abuse wasn't sexual, but it was emotional and it was physical. She didn't mention any of that. She acted like she was naive of the whole thing. And like I said, they could have added the adjective of what type of child abuse she went through. So consciousness of guilt, they just got rid of the whole statement. Okay. So I think that was probably taken out. Another thing was the happy birthday. Okay. The happy birthday Wade. Okay. Let me pull that up. Remember this? The happy birthday Wade, little one, and I love you. And Karen Faye said Michael recorded these all the time. And for all kinds of people, all kinds of kids, because Michael had a heart of gold, and he just wanted to be sweet, and he loved his fans, young, old, white, black, purple, green, sick, healthy, strong, weak. He had to sell records. I mean, he loved people too, but he also wanted to reach every demographic possible, because how do you beat your record of Thriller? How do you sell 20 million records? You got to reach everybody. So Michael, that was his job, to sell records. That was his job. And Michael had a heart of gold, and he loved people as well. So anyway, this is supposed to be Michael at a CBS event where he got Artist of the Century Award and for 100 years. And this was in February. And it's supposed to say happy birthday to Wade. But what it does say, but Wade's birthday is in September. Okay, this was in February, so why would he be saying happy birthday, Wade? They underestimated the fans, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because not many of us showed up at the Sundance Film Festival because it's cold in Utah, and that's a lot of work to go to Utah, and it's expenses. So they underestimated the fans. They underestimated our diligence. They underestimated how we research and how we double check everything. And that's why I try so hard to be as accurate as possible. I had this one hater. She went through my documentaries with a fine tooth comb, probably dictated it, had a notebook of it, and all she could find was one adjective that I had off and 3 documentaries. And the rest of the stuff is just, well, it could be this and it could be that. Well, anything could be this, could be that. Okay, so that doesn't count. Okay, so that's another one. The fourth one was I have Stephanie Safechuck said she but Wade put in a complaint but didn't tell her. The 2005 to the 2013, which I already discussed a little bit. The other one where Stephanie is saying that Michael died and she's so happy that he died, he can't hurt any more children, and that Wade told her in 2005 that he was molested, and the mother was so happy that Michael died, even though Michael bought you a house, which means that you defaulted on a loan and Michael let you keep the down payment. Michael didn't buy you a house, okay? User, okay? That might have been taken out too, because those are 5 huge discrepancies that are in this documentary that are provable, and there's probably more. Now, I am not watching this again, okay? I am not watching this again, okay? There's no way. It was like pulling teeth. It was the worst 2 hours of my life, 4 hours of my life, really, okay? Watching something like this, as far as watching a TV program. I lost my mother. That was very sad. When Michael was announced dead, that was very sad. Those were very, very, very sad times in my life, okay? But as far as watching anything on television is one of the most excruciating things I've ever seen in my entire life. And also, somebody just said, yeah, and Wade and James are taking advantage of the Me Too movement. They are the wrong men to be used as poster people for the Me Too movement. Corey Feldman, you are Corey the coward, okay? Because nobody should ever be presumed guilty without proof, evidence, clues, and a trial. Everybody is presumed innocent until then, and I don't care what they say about believing victims. I'm sorry, okay, because people take advantage of people's sympathies. People take advantage of people's empathies, because a lot of people who think Michael Jackson is guilty, okay, is because of their own pain from being abused. Well, I don't put my pain on anyone, okay? I don't put my pain on anyone. Just because something happened to me doesn't mean that everybody accused of doing the same thing is guilty. And we got to grow up from that. And Corey right now, he said Corey Feldman did not say Michael molested him, but he said he could no longer defend Michael Jackson because he has his agenda, okay, of believing, because he wants to be believed. So therefore, since he wants to be believed, he's got to believe every cockamamie stupid story out there. So Corey, you're a coward, okay? Take some time out and research like we fans are doing. Oprah too. Oprah said that she was abused, and Oprah paid off $50,000 to her father's alleged abuser. Okay, Michael's insurance paid for that settlement of $15 million, whatever it was, with Jordy Chandler, and that was because Michael got insurance from having to stop touring when the allegations came, and he had went to rehab. Okay, so that money, I believe, was used, and that's why Michael was able to be talked into settling. Plus, he was embarrassed, and he just wanted it to go away, and he wanted to get back to entertaining people. He wanted to get back to pleasing people, and get back on the stage where he was the happiest, where he felt the most comfortable. Okay, let's see. Oh, I did some other research. Okay, I think I told you guys that about the disparagement. I thought that when people had died, that it would end the contract. That it would end the contract. I think I started it, might have skipped around, but anyway, I did some research on that, and since it's a company and the company is not ended, then the contract is still good as far as me as a layman, not as an attorney, looking at this. And I believe that Michael should have a plan, a comeback plan. Okay, let's see what else is out there. I think that's about it, guys, for today. And if anything else happens, I'll be back tomorrow with more information. And let's make sure that I don't have any more screenshots that I need to show you guys. I think I went through it all. I did go through it all. So, guys, keep Michaeling. Oh, and then let me do this. Okay, see right here, if you want your free magnetic butterfly, and this one's a 2-ply. So some of you guys who have already gotten these and you got butterflies, you may not know that you can fold it open. There's 2 wings, there's 4 wings, so you can see if you can see that right. See? And you can open it. All of them aren't like that, but they are. But I have some that are like that. So you get your free butterfly, which is for Michael, meaning new beginning, when you purchase the Alive trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. I promise you, it is worth your time. It's worth your while. And Michael, let me come back and turn the camera around. Michael, honey. Michael, honey. Michael, honey. This is the time. Okay? You got your legacy. They're taking down statues. Some places aren't playing your music. It's time. Just come back and be in a country with no extradition treaty. Okay? You didn't break any laws by faking your death. So this is the time to come back. And if they think that they can win this case because they think you're dead, you need to come back and let them know I'm here. And you're going to shock the world. You're going to shock the world. It's time, honey. I got you. I promise. I promise. You have never bored me. None of your information has ever bored me. I got you. Got you. Okay? Got you. All right, guys. Gotta go. I will talk to you next time.